So today we have with us Bharat Pannu sir, who is 2005 graduate from mechanical branch of AIT. He joined Force Marshal just after graduating from AIT. He joined Indian Army after that, right after that, in IMA. He did his aeronautical engineering while mastering his skills down to helicopters at IMA. After 10 years of working midway, he discovered his love for cycling and, in particular, long distance cycling. And after that, he has held many records. He is a Guinness Book World Record holder for completing Kashmir to Kanyakumari in record time. He is also trophy holder in many great events like Ultra Spice Race 2017, Race Around Austria 2017, Ultra Spice Race 2019 and 20. He is the only Indian to complete virtual Everesting challenge. I'm sorry. He is third. He completed third overall in Race Across America, which was held virtually, and it is, I guess, one of the most toughest challenges in the world. So these were his records from many other records he has held. So warm welcome to AIT Talks, sir.
Thank you, Rishu.
So
Nice to be here.
thank you, sir, and we are very excited to interview.
Yeah, same here.
So
And
right.
I would like to thank that you're giving such an opportunity to interact, and I was looking forward to it always. So it's a very good platform, sharing our own experience with everyone, especially with the AIT, with our alma mater. We have been there, and it's always good to speak to you all.
Yeah, and same here, sir. We always look forward to connect to our alumni, and you all are doing so wonderful jobs, and actually exciting to meet you all the time. So we have this question for you. You right after engineering, you went to Force Marshal, and after that in army you started ultra cycling. So how did this shift happen? I mean, all of these being so diverse careers, from engineering to doing a job to Indian Army to ultra cycling. So, how did this shift happen? And can you just tell us the overall story behind it? And
So I joined AIT in 2001, and after completing my engineering, like during complete throughout my engineering, I always wanted to join army. I got selected through US entry as well as TGC entry, but unfortunately, I was not able to make it to the first merit list. So that's how I was not placed through college because I was never interested also, and I don't never wanted to waste a vacancy for in a civil job because I had already got selected in army in two different entries. So I was quite sure that I'll be getting into army. But as luck could have it, like there were four vacancies in mechanical engineering branch, and all over India. And so I was not able to figure out in the merit list in US entry and in TGC entry there were seven seats for mechanical engineering. In that as well, I was not able to figure out in the merit list. So like hell broke on me, and I landed up in Forbes Marshall. So there was no interview for me, nothing for me, because I had very good contacts there. I had done my industrial training for about 1.5 months in Forbes Marshall. So I had good rapport there and good connects there. So I was able to land up in a job in Forbes Marshall within a week after my college ended. And within 45 days of my job in Forbes Marshall, I got my suddenly my name figured out in the merit list in IMA, and I called off my job at Forbes Marshall, and within a week I joined IMA. So it was very short and sweet Forbes Marshall tenure of about 45 days. After that, I
yeah,
joined my training. And as you mentioned that my ultra cycling, so it was not just immediately after joining in army. So I did my army service for about 10 years, and after that, I suddenly discovered that okay, let's try something in. I was like, I used to play not all sports, but I was good in running. I was in 2014, I started with badminton. I was doing bit of gym as well. So squash, table tennis. So these racket games have always been my favorite. So I was trying my hand in these in 2014 and 15, and in 2016 I started with a bit of cycling, and I came across a few big stalwarts in India, like who had been doing good in cycling. So just I started with my cycling in November 2016. So that was the start point.
Okay. So when you started in November 2016, you mentioned, right?
Yep.
So first question is that can you just tell us something more about the time when you started and how you started it, the practice and everything. And apart from that, can you just tell us about how does it feel to, I mean, in just maybe a time of 4 or 5 years, you have become best in India, we can say at least, because you are record holder for so many events and so many championships. So can you just tell us about that? How does that happen? I mean, in the span of 4 years, how did you just become? I mean, just from starting to becoming the best in India. So can you just tell us that shift and that journey you took?
So like how I got into cycling. So it was something like I was doing my I started cycling in 2015, somewhere in 2015 January, and that was just for fitness. In some days, I thought that I should increase my mileage. So I increased my mileage to 100 kilometers in a week. So that was like a big achievement for me. So that was my first target ever. That was somewhere in 2015. So my first target was like completing 100 kilometers in a week. So I used to get very excited. Oh wow, I have completed 100. So every week I used to complete 100, and within few months I increased my target to 125. So that was a quantum jump. So like 25% increase in my mileage. So I never thought that I'll be cycling so long and so I'll be attending these big races. But that was my start point. That was just for physical fitness. I used to get up at 5 in the morning, go for 1 hour of cycling, do some about 22 to 23 kilometers. And in a week, I used to complete about 100 or 125 kilometers. So that continued for about 1.5 years. And after that, I got my posting to Nasik. When I landed in Nasik, as such, my love for cycling was always there since childhood. And as I landed in cycling, I got in touch with the Nasik Cyclist Club, and I got to know there that people usually cycle about 100 kilometers on weekends. So I thought like that is a good number. On a single day, you are cycling 100. And within a few days, I got to know that there are stalwarts there like who have cycled for like 5,000 kilometers, like cycling for 600 kilometers, 1,000 and 1,200 were normal for them. They have cycled for like 5,000 kilometers, 9,000 kilometers. So like it was within a month, I just broadened my horizon, and I bought a good road bike, and that was the start point. Within a week or two, I had set up my target that I would cycle long distances. So my first long distance cycle which I did, I bought my first road bike on 28th of October. That was Diwali. No, that was just about 1 week prior to Diwali. And Diwali was on 4th of November. 4th of November. On 5th of November, I cycled from Nasik to Pune. So that was on my own without any support, anything. So that was just a test ride, and I completed it. I was very happy. After that, on spending 1 day in Pune, I came back to Nasik uh, on same bike. So that was also good. After that, about 7 days after that, like that was 13th of November, I did my first recognized event. That was a brevet. Brevet is the term used for non-competitive cycling, in which a predefined distance with checkpoints on the way is given to you, and you have to follow that same route, get your brevet card signed on those checkpoints, and you complete the ride. So that was my first recognized event. That was on 13th of November. It started from Dhule. Dhule is a place near Nasik, about 150 kilometers from Nasik, and the distance was 300 kilometers. So I was supposed to come to from Dhule to Nasik. That was the midpoint, and then turn back and go back to Dhule. So on that same very day, there were two events planned. One was 200 kilometers and one was 300 kilometers. So there were riders who had simultaneously started for 200 as well as 300. So I finished my ride at around 6:15 or 6:30 in the evening, and the people were searching my name in the 200-kilometer list. So they were getting angry, like why my name is not there and I'm cycling since morning. So I told no, my name is there, and I was not aware that they are searching my name in the 200-kilometer list. So they were not able to find my name, and I told no, I'll find out. I know my name, where my name is. So I told them, see, you are searching in wrong list. They told how, man, you are searching in 200 kilometers. So they were like amazed. You participated in 300 kilometers and you're back to the finish point like so early. So they never expected that someone will come so early, finishing 300. So that was my first kick ever, which I got, and that kick, like that craving for that kick was unending. And I just did one more event, and I keep getting accolades, appreciation. So that kick kept me running. And now, as you know me, that I have done so many records. I got a good team who supports me day in and day out. So everything was like very fast. Everything was very fast. As I look back from now, so it was good 4 memorable years of my life, which went like a flash.
So, as you told us about the journey for these 4 years, we want to know what was your first professional ride, or say competition, and how did you get your team? I mean, we know that you have your own personal physiotherapist, and you have your whole team set up right now, and you have also your sponsor Scott. So can you just tell us about how did you gather this team and the whole process?
So when I was cycling that 300 kilometers on 13th of November, there was a friend of mine who was participating in that same event. And when he learned that I finished in 12 hours flat, 12 hours 15 minutes flat, so he told me that like you are ready for a event called Deccan Cliffhanger. And in the Deccan Cliffhanger event is starts from Pune and it ends in Goa. So if you finish that event within 32 hours, you will be considered as a RAM qualifier. So RAM qualifier is Race Across America qualifier. So there are races across the world, which are RAM qualifier races. So Deccan Cliffhanger race is one of the race amongst them. And my friend Darshan Dubey, he told me that if I attempt Deccan Cliffhanger today, even then I'll be able to finish that race within RAM qualifying time, and that is a big appreciation. So I at that very day itself, I made my mind that I'll participate in Deccan Cliffhanger race. So I want to become a RAM qualifier now. So as luck would have it, there was a new race which was starting in January 2017 itself. So it was in December we had come to know that one new race is starting in January. That name of that race was Ultra Spice Race. So it was supposed to start from Goa, went up to Karnataka, Sagar, Shimoga, Chikmagalur, and then coming again back to coast, Mangalore, and back to Goa. So it was a 1,000-kilometer race. And my friend Darshan told me you should participate in that race. So that was my first recognized event. It was a proper race, and he told me that I should participate in that race. So I told that yes, I'm ready to participate, and but I don't have a team who will support me. So Darshan told, you just cycle, I'll take care of everything. So he took care of everything, and that's how the first recognized event started. And Darshan placed he had everything in place, sport vehicle. We had three crew members who helped me complete that distance. It was very difficult for sure, and it had its own challenges. We were just novice, we were not knowing anything, but I had that mental strength. Yes, I will do it. And there is one funny incident associated with this. Not funny actually, but very like you can understand. Like so, Darshan had told me that there were three events in that race, three category. One was 600, one was 1,000, and one was 1,750. So Darshan had recommended that I should go for 600. So, but 600-kilometer event was not a RAM qualifier. So somewhere in my mind was that I should be a RAM qualifier, and if I'm getting an opportunity, why I should not do in this very event. So this fire was that in my mind. So Darshan told like 1,000 kilometers will be too much for you. The biggest ride which you have done till now is only 300 kilometers. and from 300 you want to straight go away to 1000. So I told, at max it will happen that I'll not be able to complete it. So I told it's okay with me, but I will attempt 1000, and I want to be a ramp qualifier if I complete the race within time. So there is some stipulated time in which if you complete within that time you will be a ramp qualifier. For this event it was like 55 hours. So below 55 hours I had to complete that 1000 kilometer, and I completed within 55 hours, and I stood first as well in that first very event. So that was the kickstart for me, and immediately it came into my mind, now I should go something big, and that's when I planned for race around Austria. And not
Okay.
within 1 year I did Indian event. I stood first, and within less than 1 year I bought my first cycle, that good cycle, that's the road bike. I did race around Austria as well, in a team of two along with Darshan Dubey itself.
Amazing, sir. As I'm seeing your whole journey, you're pushing yourself. So, like starting from 100 kilometers a week and then coming to 1750 in a single go, like in a single go, in the same race. So,
Yeah.
talking about this, so as we can see, like physical, how important is your mental health as well as mental preparedness as comparison to like what, because we all know that physically you need to be fit to complete these challenges, but how much mental health affect all these in help you in completing all these challenges, and how do you prepare for that?
Yeah, that's correct, Naman. So all these endurance events are mental event. Like it's more of mental event than a physical event. Your body gives up after some point of time, and it is your just mental strength which keeps you moving. So this happens in every event. The body is a slave of your mind, and it will support you till the time your mind is working, or your mind is having that power that, yeah, yes, I should do it. When I was doing that my first event, that is 1000 kilometer, we were just novice. We were not aware that how I should take care of my body, and I did that complete event completely on my mental strength. When that race finished, I had saddle sores. I had, like, my fingers were numb. For about 2 weeks, I was not able to start my own car. So I had to use both my hands to crank my car and start it. For about 3 to 4 days, I was not having strength to even hold a pen and sign in my office after my race finished. So, like, these are the things which were associated with those events, but that it was my mental strength which kept me moving, and I was able to complete that event. And that power that which I got from my first race itself, that despite so many difficulties, I was able to finish it. Till date, I have never quit from any race, however long or however tough it is. I've never quit, and like I've always stood up to my expectations of my crew.
So how big role did Indian Army play creating this mindset that I won't leave in between? And so how did you prepare for yourself? Like what activities you used to do to prepare your mind? Okay, I won't leave any challenge or competition in between, and I have to go.
So when I look back, while doing my events, so definitely there are many instances, innumerable instances, when it comes to mind that I should just leave it. It is just hell which I'm going through. I am not sleeping for about 22 hours in a day. Like I used to sleep for like 1 hour or 1.5 hour in those small events. Small event means it is not actually small, but as compared to the bigger events which I do, 1750 is considered to be a small event. So, like sleeping in my when I won the 1750-kilometer race, in that is the best event till now. That is the 1750 in January 2019. That is in the ultra spice race. The event was from Goa, started in Goa, went up till Ooty in Karnataka, and back to in Tamil Nadu and back to Goa. So in that complete event, I slept for 6.5 hours only in 4 days. So like it is the complete hell which we are passing through, and so things are really tough at times, and quitting is very easy. But when I, so what is the power what is the strength or my power? I think that when I look back at my training is even tougher. I sacrifice all my weekends on training. I go for long rides. I had to skip parties. I had to do like my complete focus comes on cycling when my training is there, and like my training is there for throughout year. So I had to sacrifice innumerable things. My complete leave which I get from army is dedicated to cycling from past 4 years. So when I'm doing that event and when I see the faces of my crew who are supporting me day and night, 24 hours, uh, with all these adversities, like they are not able to have good food, they also not having good sleep, and they take leave from their jobs and come and support me. So when I see all these things, my training, the sacrifices of my crew, and their efforts that I should do it in a good time, so if I see all these things, my pain or my that feeling of quitting goes for a six, and I complete the event.
Yeah. So this question gets asked a lot. Maybe I might be repeating the question, but this is really important. Many people just asked us to ask this question that सर तो आर्मी में है, आई मीन ही इज ऑल सेट फॉर लाइफ, एंड सो उनको क्या ज़रूरत है अल्ट्रा साइकिलिंग करने की, एंड यू माइट बी हैविंग अ फैमिली एज वेल, सो व्हाट कीप्स यू मोटिवेटेड सर? आपको जस्ट टेल अस अबाउट दैट.
Yes, what keeps me motivated? So I had already addressed this issue in the start itself, that the kick which I got on day one when I finished my 300-kilometer wala cycling on 13th of November 2016. So that kick it gives a very big adrenaline rush, and I enjoyed that thing, and there was no turning back after
Like
that.
completing
So it was,
those tasks.
yeah, Naman, tell me.
Yes, so you mean like completing those small tasks. When you complete those tasks, so you get that happiness, and that makes you drive through all the competitions and keep pushing you ahead. Like I have to complete more, and I have to get complete. Like if I have complete 1,000, now I have to do 1,500, and if I have complete 1,500, I have to go for 2,000. That's how.
Yes. So when I started doing cycling, so that was my first kick, and that took me for like quite long, 1 year, 2 years. But that is not the only thing which kept me motivated always or inspiring me. After a few months or like initial 1 year or 2 year, the respect which I got after doing accomplishing these things and from cycling, from the environment, from my peers in my service, in my job, and from college, like from all complete environment associated with me. So that respect, that I'm also inspiring someone. So all these things combined, and I was making new friends. I was visiting new places. So all these things combined will get me moving, and I was looking forward to more and more events, more challenging events, and that
Yeah.
was the kick, then the respect, the inspiring people. All these things combined kept me moving.
So adding to this, how do you manage all this? So do you have any hacks or time management style which you use? Because you might be having your family as well, so it must be difficult, you know.
Yeah, it is very difficult. But if you set something, like if you consider going back to your AIT days, just which were like 6 months behind only. So when the complete semester goes and like we think, how will I come study this semester? Like so big books, it is tough. But when the PL start and within 3 to 4 days, you are able to complete one subject, and within that short span of time of 40 days of PLs, we are able to complete all these 5 subjects and we are ready for the exams. So it is that same thing, that time is always there with you, but you have to just plan it more, and you have to leave some extra peripherals which are considered like during PLs we don't focus on anything, no parties, nothing. So that is my lifestyle since past 4 years. I've skipped everything. Like complete family life is definitely there, because without family, I'm not able to do anything which I've done in past 4 years. So support of family is always there. But other outside that, my just I just focus on my job in office time, and after my office finishes, my complete time is dedicated to training. That is my cycling, strength training, and managing social media and taking rest. So rest is also equally important. So all these things, out of office, I'm out of everything. And other than that, my life revolves completely about around cycling. There's no get-togethers, no parties. Like whatever compulsory parties of army are there, that I have to do definitely. But other than that, no personal parties, no going out. Saturdays and then Sundays are like just sitting on the bike, going out for rides more than 10 hours and coming back. Like now my routine is that I until I do anything more than 160, I don't feel that I've cycled. So I usually cycle about 250 kilometers or 260 kilometers on the weekends. Sometimes it goes up to 320 kilometers also. So on Saturday, like right now, my routine is that I have a 5-day week, and I can cycle on Saturdays and Sundays both. So Saturday is 320, Sunday 320, and after that my body is completely exhausted. I take rest, take a good massage, and just go to sleep. So that is my weekend from past 4 years. So you can see that all these things combined, um, my life completely revolves about cycling only. So that's how I manage my time. At times it has been tough also. When my in my when I was in Nasik, my routine was very I had just started my cycling there, and the routine was very tight. So I had to get up at 2 in the morning. If there is a long ride planned and it is on a weekday, then I had to get up in 2 in the morning. I have to leave my house at around 2:30, go ride for 4 hours, come back, and then attend office and that PT also. So life has been tough. I used to when I used to come at at 2 o'clock in afternoon, I had to come home, and within 15 minutes I have to change, have my quick lunch, change, write for 2 hours, get back at around 4:30, and then go back to office. So I had to manage my time, and definitely managing time is tough, but it's not impossible. One can do it if you want to do it.
Okay.
Right.
So, sir, we have a lot of people who are very, I mean, we have been told this story that to do anything good in athletics or some sports like cricket or any basketball, we need to start early or we need to start young. So, even in our college, we have people who are good in cycling, who are good in running, and many other sports. So, first question is that what advice do you have for them for people who want to do good in athletics, who are just out of college, who have their 9 to 5 job, and who have no idea as to how to make it professional? And we have been told this story all the time. So, what advice do you have for them, being the best in the, at least in India? And what advice do you have from them for getting started? And if they want to be the best in what they do?
So first of all, I would like to clarify, like I'm not a professional. If I had been professional, I would have quit army and completely doing cycling. So I'm doing my job. My primary maximum time of a week goes in my office. So whatever I have to do for my passion, I have to do after my job ends. And so I'm not a pro. I'm to just do it for my passion, and somehow like I go and see new places, make new friends. So this thing also developed just 4 years back. Before that, like my life was bland, completely bland. It was I used to just attend my office, do some physical activity in evening, just play some games, and back to rooms. So it is never, and I was not a sportsman ever. I was not in any team in college. In IMA, I was not even in the like in IMA. There are strings. So like there's a string, whatever the game is, whether it be football, hockey. So there are strings, first string, second string, and after that, like uh, if somebody is there, like if it is very good, then he's in first string, and if somebody is not so good, he will be in second string. Believe me, I was not never in any string in any of the game in IMA. I just did my physicals, compulsory physicals, and just passed IMA and became took my ranks as an officer. So I was never into sports. I was just good at running always. From my childhood, I'm good at running, and I used to cycle a lot in my childhood. In my class 12th or 11th and 10th, I used to go to my school and cycle all my tuitions. So at that time, I think my main training happened when I was in from class 9th to class 12th. All those 4 years, I had to do multiple tuitions, running around from one place to another. Board exams are there, competitive exams are there, and time is precious. So always I used to be on the spin, and fastest mode I used to just spin my cycle fast and get waste the least amount of time commuting here and there. So I think those 4 years were my the best years where I got trained myself in cycling, and my muscles developed that way. So it is first thing, it is never too late. So many people say that had I started my cycling 10 years back, say 2006, I would have been very good now. So I think I'm very good now, whether but because it is the time which I've invested in past 4 years and the dedication which I've shown, that is the key. It is not the time when you start. It is whenever you start, you put in your efforts in such a way that you have invested 20 years of your life in that. So that thing will go off your mind that I had not started in young age, and it's too late for me. It's never too late. When I started, I developed many pains in my body, like ankle was paining, knee was paining. My knee used to pain for about 1.5 years, but I not never quit cycling. Uh, I have to had like this term known as Shermer's neck. So when I cycle and like I'm continuously riding with on my aero position with my neck in forward position. So my neck muscles were not that strong that it was able to hold the weight of my head. So I used to develop Shermer's neck. The control of your head goes off completely. So all these problems were there. Knee was paining. My back is paining, still paining. I am like chronic back pain with me. So all these problems will be there, but quitting is never there in on my cards. So pains go with time. Now I have come to a stage that when I was doing few days back, last month I did Golden Quadrilateral. So it was a 6,000 kilometer ride. So in that event or previous events also, I have realized that now pain come in my body, and within 2 days they go off on their own. So it is my job just to cycle. Pain will come and pain will go. If you have an aim in front of you, you will definitely achieve it, whatever come may. And people, when I was cycling, I started my cycling and I completed race around Austria. So at that point of time, I realized that I should go for something big. So I planned for race across America. It was a 5,000 kilometer race, and people just told me that how can you do it? How can you even think of it? I told yes, I can think of it. Why I can't think it? Yes, it was an next to impossible task that I'm thinking of doing race across America, for which people plan for 5 years. They train them for themselves, train them. So it was a big leap, but yes, my mind was there that yes, I have to do it, and that was my strongest point. So if you put your mind that yes, I have to do it, you will be definitely able to achieve it, whether you have done anything from your childhood or you have not done it. That is the first thing. And second, if you are having 9 to 5 job, it is very good that you are in civil. So in army, we are like employed for 24/7. At times there was it is a working day for me on Sundays as well. We all belong to army background, and we know that how our parents have been doing their job. So Sunday is also not off for me. I have to be always on call whether I'm training outside or not. And at times I've been busy, so busy on Sunday that I had to go at 6 or 7 in the evening for my rides, complete my ride, come back at around 2 o'clock in morning for about 6 to 7 hours. 2 o'clock I come back, and this has happened many times in Nasik. And I take shower, get fresh, then sleep for about 2-3 hours in the morning, and 6 o'clock I am there in unit for my PT. So life has been tough for sure, but if you want, you have to do it. Then you will do it, and you have to just put in your efforts. You never have to think that I'll become this, I'll become this, I'll become that, or I will become the best. You just put in your efforts. You will become the best. You but never think that you'll become the best. You just have to aim for your next goal. You set up your goal with a timeline, you achieve it, then next goal, a timeline, achieve it, next goal and timeline, and you will be the best for sure.
Okay.
Right. So
So
I have Rishu I just want to ask this question really bad, because now is the time when I feel it personally, but many of the times you must have also felt it, कि जब हमारी लाइफ में फेलियर्स आते हैं, so like I read about your 2019 you were not able to participate in RAM, so like not a failure, but sort of like was an accident and you were not able to participate in that. So these were the times when you like आपको mentally इतना strong होना पड़ता है, and how do you manage that? Because मेरे को I personally, if I feel मतलब मेरे को इतना बड़ा failure होता है अगर मैं I'm preparing for 1 year for something and then I don't get it, because I see a lot of students preparing for IIT JEE or some competitive exams for long and then they don't pass it. So at these COVID times उनको बहुत ज़्यादा pressure आ जाता है, okay, घर का pressure and there are a lot of expectations from a lot of people. So how do you manage that thing? How do you channelize that pressure?
So, yeah, it's good question, and it is very difficult for sure. It's because I'm also human, and it is very difficult. There had been tough times for sure. I had I'll quote two instances. So I had prepared very much for my ultra spice race, which was happening in 2018. It was 1,750-kilometer event, and I had put in my complete energy that I have to succeed in this race and I have to come first. And like my passion, the craving or like that thirst for coming first was so much that I was so aggressive on my posture. I was going all out from day one. So by third day, my complete body gave up, and I was on verge of quitting the race. I told my teammates that my crew members, my support crew members, I told them it's just impossible for me to complete the event now. They told me, okay, if you quit, what will be the first thing you will do? I told them I'll take rest. So they told me, okay, you're not quitting, you just take rest. How many hours you want to take rest? You just go to a hotel, you take rest. So I went to a hotel, I took a 7 hour nap, 7 hour good sleep. They massaged me for about 2 to 3 hours. I was not aware that they are massaging me. They are like पैर दबा रहे हैं, हाथ दबा रहे हैं, मसाज कर रहे हैं, खाना बहुत अच्छे से खिला रहे हैं. And like in those 7 hours, I recovered quite well, and I was able to come third in that event. Still, because I had so much time to spare, like I was going so fast and I had good lead. But even after that 7 hour rest, I was able to finish that event and come third overall. So that was one learning. So there will be difficult times, but giving up is not one thing. So that was so it was very difficult for me that I'm quitting, but body was giving up. So that thing is one, and second thing is the bigger thing, which you had already told. That is the race across America, RAM. So I was preparing for RAM mentally and physically from 2017. After my race around Austria finished in 2018, I crewed for. I was in a support team member as a support team member for US team, and I crewed for them in Race Across America 2018. And at that point of time, I was actually seeing the Race Across America route, so that I'm better prepared for my event when I participate in 2019 as my own in my own event. So I'm better prepared. So I went there and saw the route. I was preparing for 2 years, and in 2019 we were like in complete steam that yes, we have to just crack this race and crack this race in a good time, so that it becomes an achievement for Indians that yes, we have done it in such a good time. So, and just before the race, I was there in California, and before the start, I had very silly accident. Like I was destined to have that accident. There was nobody around me, nobody disturbances. It was daylight, but there was a small stone, and I just flipped over that, and I broke my shoulder. So that was a big setback, and like the complete team broke down, and like it was a big breakdown for me as well. There was a lot of investment behind it, lot of expectations of my team, my friends. There were many people in India like who had good expectations from me that I'll be cracking it in good time, in the best possible time which any Indian has ever done. So, but everything vanished within a second, and so that was a big drop setback. After that, the complete team was quiet. They were not aware that how Bharat will come back after this setback, and whether he'll be able to come back ever after this accident, because it was a bad accident. Uh, so there were no phone calls. Like after some days, everything went quiet. There was so much of charm in the life, but everything quite went quiet. So that was very dark phase for me. But somehow, like there was a friend of mine, Mahinder Majan from Nasik. He called me and he told, "Now what next?" So I told, "I don't know what next. I don't know how much time it will take to recover." And so he suggested me that I should do something. I should look forward to something so that I remain motivated. So he told me to register for Kashmir to Kanyakumari Guinness record, and I registered for it. Still, like the team was so dull, like everything was so dull because there was some depression inside that complete team, that how Bharat will fare. So I was not having even a single crew member from my original team. I made a completely new team with all new members, and I did Kashmir to Kanyakumari. So there was it was such a magic for the complete team that it was a game changer. Everything revived just like that. I broke the earlier Guinness Book of World Record for Kashmir to Kanyakumari, and I improved it by about 2 days. So it was a big leap. It was a very good record. Um, at that point of time, also I was undergoing physiotherapy. I was not able to raise my hand above this level, above 90 degree, but still I managed to do Kashmir to Kanyakumari. So that was a big achievement, and the confidence of complete team got revived, and it was a game changer. And but still, after finishing Kashmir to Kanyakumari, again preparing for 2020 race across America, the COVID thing came up, and this year also this race across America got cancelled. So it is my fourth year that I'm waiting to finish race across America, but still I have not been able to finish it. So how can a failure be a setback for you? You just have to keep moving forward and just look forward to new challenges and remain motivated for your original thing. And now the complete team and myself, we are preparing for race across America 21. So things are moving on since 2017, 18, 19, 20, and now 21.
So
We
quick
wish you all
question.
the best for a
Yeah.
future because we really want to see, because I myself opened the website a lot of times, like where is Bharat Pannu sir, and where he's leading on the leaderboard and everything when the VRAM was going on. So I
Yes.
was following all the updates and all the cheers that your fans were from America or someplace outside they were doing. So I was following everything. So it was amazing, and all the best for future, sir. I personally can't feel like how much pain you have went throughout this journey, because I can see like when you're not even able to move your hand, raise your hand up your shoulder level, and then also you are cycling from Kashmir to Kanyakumari and breaking Guinness World Record. It's commendable. Hats off to you, sir.
Thank you.
And you may not know it, but you are quite an inspiration for us. I mean, for all of us, for all the AITians, we have always you have always been an inspiration for us. And it's like when we see people doing these ambitious things, it's like we get so much motivation that if why can't we do that? Why can't we be the best in something we do? Uh, Thank you so much, sir. And so the next question is, uh, in very few sentences, can you just tell us the formula to, or let's frame it this way: there are many people who want to do ultra cycling. Even in our college, we have this cycling club which was opened last year in 2019. So there are people who are training for this. I mean, who are training in cycling. So who who see you as an inspiration. So what advice do you have for them, and what formula would you give to achieve the most ambitious goals of a life in general also?
So there's no formula, as I've earlier told, that the formula is set a goal for yourself, set a timeline, achieve it, set another goal, set a timeline, and achieve it. So that is the formula for success. be it any field, it is just not related to cycling. It is related to your studies, your career, your job. Just set it at goal, timeline. A goal without a timeline is no goal. It's never a goal. So just set a goal with a timeline and just achieve it. So that is the formula. And related to cycling, ultra cycling, in whether it be ultra cycling or just cycling in shorter events. So ultra cycling is any cycling event which is more than 640 kilometers. So in English terms, it is more than 400 miles. So it can be shorter events as well. There are many events which are happening in Pune on regular basis, in which people can go from AIT and participate there. So college is also supporting. I got to know that, and despite even college supports or not supports, if you want to go ahead, just take your bike, go out, train yourself, and participate in a lot of events, lot of events. You understand how people who are doing good, they are doing good. What are their plus points? How they train, get trained under a coach. So buy good gear, buy good apparel. All these things matter a lot. If you are doing a job, then it's even better. You know how to manage your time. What are the times you have to dedicate to your job, and then it's your own time. Invest your time on available on Saturdays and Sundays. For college going guys, you have good about 3 to 4 months in which you are doing nothing. that is the time when games have not started. So you can invest those 4 months into a dedicated training, and so how that is the thing. That is how things can move. If you want to go ahead, do more better, then definitely train under a coach. Like I have been training under a coach from US, Tracy McKay, since April 2018, and that has helped me a lot. Invest in strength training. So it is not that if you want to do cycling and your body is not supporting it, so there is no point doing it. So there was a marked improvement in my cycling when I started with self strength training. I started very late, but since the time I have started, I've seen a marked difference in my cycling as well. Before that, like I was able to do events with my mental strength, but my body was not able to support it as I wanted. So strength training, lot of strength training. So all these things will definitely help you whatever you want to achieve in achieving your goals.
Yeah.
So this will be my last question from my side. I don't know about Rishu. What will be your top 3 or 2 mistakes you did? Like you some regrets or something mistakes you don't want students of AIT to follow those, or like to avoid those mistakes, so that they can learn from your experiences, so that they don't do those mistakes, so they can go further, like they can go one step further and do some other mistakes than what you have already done, and you think they should not do it. So what are those mistakes?
Uh, I would say it's not a mistake. Yes, it can be considered as a mistake, but it was not a mistake. It was like lack of knowledge. After any event, you have to focus on recovery, and you should never take your body for granted. You should read the signs. Your body always gives you a sign that you are in fatigue. You have to take rest, and you should never take it for granted. So this thing happened with me when I completed my Ultra Spice race in 2018, and that is 1,750 kilometers, and I was like it was yeah. So I was like not that I was comfortable. But it was my recovery phase. But I didn't respect that recovery phase. I was supposed to rest for about 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and then again resume with my normal routine of training. So in that first week itself, I ran a half marathon after completing 1,750 kilometers. So my body was able to take that load, and you'll not believe that I was preparing for a full marathon after 2 weeks. So that was really bad, and that turned out to be bad in a way that I'm not able to recover from that back pain till now, and that back pain has become a very severe. When I finished my full marathon on 19th of February in Nasik, on 8th I did that half marathon. and on 19th I did full marathon, and just a week back on 31st of January I finished with 1750 kilometers of cycling. So it was like too much of pressure on body, and after my finishing my full marathon, I was not even able to take a turn on my bed. Like I was lying flat on my bed, not getting up from my bed, and that was really severe. But still I recovered from them and I resumed my training, and I am taking proper care after that always. And I respect my body, I respect all the signs which it gives, and I always try to mend whatever problems are there. So if there is a problem in your body, definitely there is some movement which you are doing wrong, or there is lack of some strength in your body. So you have to do that. So my strength training for my back has helped me a lot, and I'm very in a comfortable stage. Just as I finished my 6,000 kilometer golden quadrilateral, when I finished the event, like I was comfortable, and next day I drove my car back from Delhi to Pune. So it was comfortable. Like it's become part of life now. I don't feel that fatigue because I've done my proper training, my strength training. My body also supports me in a better way now.
For you, sir. We just want to know how do you keep yourself fit during, for example, the RAM virtual RAM which happened this year, uh, during the event and after the event, and what role does diet play into your fitness, and what you recommend for people who may be athletes or who might not be athletes to follow?
Because sir, you after even Diwali, you look so fit because I have gained like 2 or 3 more kgs after Diwali. So you
Uh,
still look so fit. So I'm we are very curious about this answer and I'm noting it.
Being at home, most of us are, I think we face issues with our fitness.
So everything is mind. So if you decide that yes, I have to remain fit, and fitness definition is different for everyone. So for someone fitness is looking slim. For someone fitness is able to run half marathon in less than 100 minutes. For someone fitness is making good body with good biceps. So definition of fitness is different for everyone, and depending upon that definition for that person, your diet has to be managed, and your diet is managed through your brain. Like if you decide that okay, I have to follow this diet, then definitely uh, you have to follow it religiously. You just can't say that okay, today is my cheat day. No, if you're following it, you have to follow it. And so I've been strict with my diet from past 2.5 years, and that has shown very good improvement in my performance as well. And diet is everything, I'll say. Diet is everything that controls your body. So what goes in, you're able to deliver.
So recently, an 18 years old kid, Om Mahajan, broke your record of fastest bicycle ride from Srinagar to Kanyakumari. So he covered the distance in 8 days and 7 hours and 38 minutes. So your record was going to make its place in Guinness World Record, and now he broke your record. So how do you feel about it, and how do you plan to like go forward with this fact? So like you're going to like prepare this break his record, and you're planning to do that, or is it like okay, I have new challenges for me now?
So first in cards is my race across America itself. So till the time don't complete my race across America, the focus is entirely on that side. Yes, definitely I think of breaking, because K2K is very dear to me. It brought me good recognition in cycling community, because I used to do races, and people who are not aware of these races, they were not aware that what I'm doing. So going to Goa to Uti, from Goa to Uti and coming back, people were not able to visualize like what I'm doing. And what does it matter to do it in 95 hours? So, but when I did my K2K, people were able to gauge, oh my God, riding on a bike from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, and that too in 8 days, 9 hours. It is unbelievable. So that got me very good recognition, and so it is very dear to me. But Om is like I'm an inspiration for Om as well. Somewhere like Om speaks to me a lot, and I'm very happy that he has been able to finish this record in a good time, and he improved my time. So records are meant to be broken, and I'm happy that somebody broke me. So it is a chance for me to again make it.
Amazing. Just wanted to know that. So you are preparing to break it, right? So
Yeah,
we are thinking.
No timelines yet.
We'll be waiting for it.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll be waiting
Yes.
for it.
So we are checking AIT alumni page and refreshing it daily just to see that again. Okay, no pressure, sir, no pressure from my side. So I really want like you finish RAM next year and finish it on podium, and all the best for it. And I really feel how dedicatedly you work for your endeavors and passion, and how passionately you followed everything, and how much pain you went through. And I cannot acknowledge that, I cannot feel it myself, but obviously, like I can relate to it. So thank you, sir, for coming on AIT Talks, and it's been a great pleasure to have you here. And we really look forward for more guidance, and we will connect with you again after some time once you complete RAM next year, and even so we will connect with you surely. It was amazing.
Yeah. Same here.